Hi, this is Hodrobino from DevilsDigest.com over here with Ryan Newsome at Arizona State's Spring Media Day. And Ryan, I mean, the wait is over. You finally get to take the field, but this time knowing there's no year to sit out. How amped are you for spring practice?
I'm amped, man. I'm excited. It's something that I've been waiting on for a year and a half now. So I told the other guys I feel like I'm in cell block D for about a year now. So it was excruciating the wait. Just being out, not being able to play on Saturdays. But the wait is over, and I'm just stoked, man, to be able to go out there and show everybody what I got. So.
I mean, obviously, when you come over here, you know you're going to sit out. So, I mean, mentally, you prepare for that. But as you're actually going through that year, I mean, how trying is it, to go through just, especially when you see a team struggling on the field and knowing there's nothing you can do to help them?
Yeah, it was tough, man. I just, and then especially with the injuries, you just started like, oh, man, well, I can get in there and go, but you can't, so you just try to do everything, got Scout Team Player of the Year. This past season, I just want that to be a symbol, for people to see, he's willing to work hard even though he's not getting the shine, the glory, the accolades on Saturdays. He's able to contribute to the team any way he can, just because he cares about the program. So I just want that to be a symbol of anything. But it was painful, man. It was painful, but I had guys like Coach Norvell, and then my family back home encouraging me, Coach Graham. He'll pull me aside every other day just to tell me I'm doing a great job. So it was painful, but I took some ibuprofen throughout the season, so I'm good now.
So obviously, you're still somewhat of an unknown. I mean, for those that never saw you play, I mean, how would you describe your game at wide receiver?
Just exciting. Something, somebody that you want to come see every Saturday. You don't want to miss it. So I attribute that to my coaches in high school. A couple of my mentors, Deion Sanders, Ozzie, Newsome. People just showing me the ropes and the things that I can do to be successful on this level, and hopefully beyond. So I just been working on my game a lot. People in Texas know about me. The West Coast don't, but they will this year. So.
But as far as where do you see yourself on the field? I mean, is this more like slot, outside receiver?
Yeah, slot. Slot. That's mainly my game. Coach Norvell. Congrats to his coaching job in Nevada. He taught me a lot. He recruited me. At Oklahoma, went to Texas, recruited me there, and then I was able to be under his tutelage for about 2 years. So he taught me a lot. He taught Sterling Shepard too. He wants me to play inside. He wanted me to play inside and outside. So I feel like I can do both. Wherever Coach Napier were to have me, I'm flexible. I'm dynamic, so I can play both. But slot would be the main position for me.
I mean, you talk about maybe people not knowing you that well, but and maybe not getting that much accolades. But every time we're talking to Todd Graham, he says Ryan Newsome, John Humphrey. I mean, these are dynamic players that you guys haven't seen yet are going to make this offense better. That has to be a huge boost of confidence, especially for somebody like yourself that set out a whole year.
Yeah, it is. It's I think it was what I was doing at practice every day that kind of made him say that. But he recruited me in high school, so he knows what I can do. I had over 45 offers coming out of high school, and Coach Napier, offered me at Bama. So, plenty of people knew what I can do. It's just about going to the next level and being able to prove it. So I don't do too much talking about what I can do, but I just want people to see it. It's just a demonstrations speak loud. So I'm not gonna say a lot. So
now I know maybe not too much talking about your own game. But as far as recruiting, we talked about it earlier. You've been talking a lot on Twitter, and obviously the results came. You and John Humphrey really out there recruiting. Let's talk about that whole process. I mean, is that something that Todd Graham, tells you, hey, Ryan, John, I need you guys to help, or is that something just like inner motivated?
It was something within. I didn't really, John, when he came, he didn't really like recruiting. He wanted to be out on the field, and me as well. But at the same time, I figured, if we're not making an impact on the field, we can make an impact in other ways, So I want my team to be good, I want us to be one of the best out there, So it wasn't hard for me to be able to, when Coach Graham asked me to host, 7 times, 8 times, I was willing to do that. So it wasn't hard. I mean, I find a joy in having younger guys, come in, take visits, and just to see what the program was like. It's an incredible experience, And you don't get to do it more than once. So I figured, besides the wine and dine, and let's sit down and have a conversation, about, your future and what you want to do on the next level, your aspirations, your goals. So I remember that process too, so I just try to take guys through it, as best I can, so they can make a sound decision for themselves.
I mean, just like on average, what do you think the biggest selling point was to every recruit that you were heavily involved in pursuing?
Honesty, genuineness. Like I said, I had like almost every offer in the country coming out of high school, so it was a lot of coaches telling you what you want to hear, and few and far between, few are genuine. They're going to sell playing time. You can make immediate impact. They're going to say stuff like that, but it's all about finding a place that's actually going to be real with you. So there's nothing better to come on a visit and ask the players, So I know from Coach Graham, being around him for the amount of time that I have, that, if you're practicing every day as hard as you can go and you're doing what you're asked to do, you will play on Saturdays, So I saw that firsthand on Saturdays, on the weekends, So it translates from practice to the actual game. There's no bias, no politics involved. It's just straight. If you grinding and you working hard, it will pay off. So.
Now you have a new position coach in Rob Likens. You have a new offensive coordinator in Bill Napier. It's more transition on top of the transition you up here when you got here. How do you feel you and the rest of the offense are in that transition process with new position coaches?
I feel pretty good about it. It was pretty rocky. From I'd say from the end of the season till now. So there's been some changes. There was another one a couple of days ago. So we just try to take it in stride. But the underlying theme is throughout this whole process is, the team has to look out for the team. We have to, hold each other accountable and depend on each other, to get this thing done on the field, because coaches are going to come and go, like everybody's seen. It's tough because you don't want this place to just be a stepping stone, to get to other programs. But, in order for that to happen, we have to establish ourselves, each and every season, and produce and win, So at the end of the day, if we do that, coaches will stay here a little longer, So at the end of the day, like I said, coaches are going to do what they want to do. But, it's all about the team, And if we come together, we gel together, then, none of the outside factors will matter, too much. So,
Ryan, thank you so much. We'll see you at spring practice. And for Ryan Newsome, this is Hood Rubino reporting for DevilsDigest.com.